welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in at everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, people, I was minding my business over here waiting for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and then I saw on, was it Hollywood, on Lots or Neighborhood Talks, one of the blogs that, Love and Hip Hop Miami was back. And I said, oh, are they back? So I didn't know about this. So while going into people, my creative crew, let's talk about Love and Hip Hop Miami, because yes, it is back. And this season is actually looking pretty interesting. So we start off with Amara. She's talking about getting back into her music, which is good because she's all about her music and the drama that she's been dealing with over the season, with Shay and Safari and all that kind of stuff. So she's getting back to her music is her point. We also see Zoe Brinks. Now, I think she's really talented. So she's doing some auditions for her video. She's got Bobby Lights with her and Cindy. And then Flo comes and joins a bit later. And then we see Bobby actually apologise to Flo, which is good because don't forget there was that whole drama with Flo and her sister Gael and the mix-up with her and Trina, and Bobby was definitely in the middle of all of that. So he apologised to her for his behaviour, which was good to see. And you've got Flo talking about, Trina disrespecting her and the Haitian community, telling Cindy, Zoe, that basically she wants an apology, essentially. She wants to have a conversation, but she wants to have an apology. Later we see Trina at the club with her cousin Joy, and we find out that she's got a new man. And I'm like, your man looks like a cross between Gunplay and her brother. Like, I'm just like, okay. I'm not going to comment yet because I want to see a bit more. But I'm like, okay, right, you got your man. So she looks all happy she got her man. So good for she. What was nice is that you've got Joy encouraging Trina to have a conversation with Flo to kind of, clear the air up. Because she knows, that needs to be done, particularly for PR damage, definitely. Anyway, we also see Safari and his mum. His mum's giving him advice, just saying basically he needs to not be community peen. I was cracking up. He's like, yeah, if your mum's telling you stop with the foolishness, boy, fix up your blood clot. Anyway, yeah, so she's basically saying don't be community peen and telling him, to make sure that his children know that they are Jamaican too, obviously on the back of the whole Erica mix-up and, calling people monkeys and all this type of stuff. So I was like, yes, mummy, make sure, I swear it figure. Right. She's also telling him that he's a good dad and all this kind of stuff. But I was like, yeah, just tell him to fix up his backside because the way he moves around like community peen, it is very true. And even your mum's clocking this, so you need to fix up your backside with that. Anyway, we see Trina and Flo link up. So Flo's letting her know that she was upset that she didn't come to the festival and that she was very disappointed and blah, blah, blah. And then, Trina basically saying that she sent the money back to her, and Flo let it be known in confessionals that she only got the money after she went and saw her with her sister, after they popped up on her and had the argument, basically, is when she got her money back. But anyway, they basically kind of cleared the air, Flo's letting her know that, she was very offended by what she said about the voodoo comments. And then, of course, Trina let her know that, well, it was your sister who mentioned voodoo in the first place because she came up to me and said that. So, of course, Flo had to be quiet about that part. I'm like, well, yes, honey, you did it on big old TV, so clearly people could see what was going on there. Anyway, Trina was still kind of not wanting to apologise because she was kind of like, well, basically she's arguing with someone, then, gloves are off, basically. She'll say anything to hurt anybody when she's beefing with them. But she said that it was directed at her sister and at her girlfriend. So eventually she apologised to Flo, but she said she wouldn't apologise to her sister, and clearly she won't apologise to her girlfriend. So her and Flo have cleared the air, but, we'll see how that goes. Later, we see Shay, who attends Eliza's birthday party. So I was surprised to see her there, as it sounds like Shay was surprised to find out she was invited to it too, because she was saying to her, oh, glad you invited me. And then we get to hear that Eliza basically is saying that, she did kind of side with Amara before, but now she's starting to see where Von Shay is coming from because apparently Amara's been ghosting her since her launch party that she had. So I'm like, oh, really now? So now she's, trying to be friends with Shay, it seems like, or trying to build something with Shay. But, but based on the clips we can see, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Next, we see Trick at the party. And, of course, Safari's there. Everyone's at the party. And Trick's asking Safari about the live that Amara did, because Amara went live trying to say that she's, single and she ain't been with no one. It's a fake relationship and all this rubbish. So he's basically saying to Safari, you need to check her on that. Like, what's that about? She's on live doing all this foolishness. And Amara was definitely the talk of the town because I was like, why is everyone chatting Amara in this place? Like, what's going on? That the whole party was talking about Amara's live and what's going on with her. And you've got Bobby Lights taking out a picture of Safari's peen to come and show people. I was like, oh, what is this, father? Then you've got Eliza, who looks like she's trying to flirt with Flo's girlfriend, who seems quite open to it, chatting about, oh, do you want to do a threesome? And the next minute you see Eliza trying to lick her face. And, of course, Flo kind of checks Liza for that, and, you know, like, can you not be doing that, basically? And she chatting about, oh, sorry, she just saw Safari's penis, so got excited. I said, all right. We also see Shay go off with her brother because, you know, we find out that they haven't really spoken. And, you know, her brother's basically arguing with her over her baby father. He's not happy that she's been kind of defending him. And he just basically said, you know what, don't let him disrespect my mum, basically, which I get that part. But clearly them two siblings are going to go back and forth. It didn't end very well. She basically said that she's going to block his backside, and, you know, that is it, really. So she's not interested in hearing what he's got to say. Later, we see Zoe, who comes to talk to Cindy and her team about her new music, the new project that she's working on. It's her album, and she's really excited. Cindy's bring along some producer called Big D, who I was just not feeling his energy from the start. I will be honest with that, because firstly, we saw Big D when Trina was at the club with Joy, but then we see him again here now with Cindy. So I'm like, your energy is really, really messed up. What kind of bad vibes energy is this? Everyone's sitting around looking all nice and happy, bopping along to the music. Everyone's giving, like, good feedback. But this shaman, no, with him funky teeth. He calls for, like, he says to her, let's talk alone, to the side. I need to come and give her some rubbish feedback, telling her that basically you don't really feel, he's not feeling her music. He thinks that she's switching up, trying to be like a Lizzo. Whereas when he first met her, he felt like she was more of a girl version of Biggie Smalls. So I'm like, what kind of negative feedback? Why couldn't you just tell a girl that she's actually got some good bops? Because it sounds like she had some good bops there, and you ain't heard the whole thing, so she might have some tunes on there where she's going hard, but she wants to do it in her way. It's her album. She wants to do it her way. So she can't let him know that, you know what, I want to do things in my way, essentially. Because I feel like the way he spoke to her was quite rude, and I feel like she kind of got a bit ranked back to him as well. And I understand it, because she's just like, well, that's not what I'm going for. And she said that she'd been working with him before and didn't really get nowhere, so she's doing it her way. So I'm like, yeah, good for you. Stick to what you want to do, you know what I mean? But she really told the man to get the F out of here. I was like, oh, okay. But why is the man trying to pop on her, like him trying to mud upon her and tell her, say, well, I've done albums with City Girls, I've done albums with whatever, and I've been collecting my royalties. Good for you, bruv. Keep it moving. I'm glad that she just told him to keep it moving, because they ain't going to stop her. She's going to still do her music. So, yes, good for she. I didn't like that little attitude. He just come through looking funky with his funky attitude. I was not here for that. After that, we see Shay now. We see Shay go and see her mum. She's talking about she's been ghosting her family, basically, since Fable left. And it's all a bit of drama around there, and, you know, because the man is there's somebody anyway. Anyway, so she pops in to see her mum. And her mum's basically, you know, was saying that something's not right because she's not seeing Shay. She moved to be close to Shay and she's not really seeing her as much as she was hoping for. She's basically cussing about Fable, saying that, you know, she's glad that the man's gone because he's a zero, ain't no good for her. The man's basically a waste man as far as the mum's concerned. Shay then shares that, you know, she actually needs her mum's support because guess what? She's pregnant again. So, mummy, her reaction, Lord have mercy. I shouldn't laugh, but I was like, did she really just say, oh, that's a shame? I was like, that's a shame is your response, Lord God. So she said, that's a shame. Why would you go and do that, Shay? Like, what were you thinking? So I was like, Lord, Shay was not too impressed with that. So obviously them two going back and forth. She's telling her mum that she's thinking about having an abortion, but of course her mum's not feeling that. And yeah, I hope that, you know, I don't know what's going to happen there, but I don't really want to have an abortion either because she looked like she was kind of showing a bit. But obviously each to their own, you know, it's her body, her choice. But yeah, it's a lot. That to me is a lot, to be pregnant for this whatless same man. More than likely, I feel like she'll go through with it. But the man is whatless. If you've seen my past videos, you know I have rinsed this man before. But yeah, I think he's absolutely whatless. Anyway, so we leave that there with mummy, you know, holding the granddaughter, very shocked and surprised that Shay let herself get pregnant again for the same whatless somebody. Anyway, now it ends with Amara and this podcast interview, because what I forgot to mention was when Safari and Trick were talking about, you know, Amara's live, Trick let Safari know that actually the podcast that he's got with him and Super Cindy, how Amara's scheduled to come in for an interview. So he's telling him, why don't you pop up when she's there so you can speak to her and check her about her live and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, Trick, you're very messy, innit? You're very messy and very inner. But it's going to make good TV, so I get where he's doing it. So anyway, Amara's turned up for her podcast interview. She's sitting down there, you know, chatting it up. And then, of course, Safari pops in and is like, oh, yeah, hey, y'all, whatever. And, you know, Trick's like, yeah, come and sit down. So he sits next to Amara. You can see Amara's face is looking like, I didn't really sign up for this. No one gave me the heads up. Super Cindy saying she didn't know nothing about it. It's just Trick being Trick. And then, you know, they ask about them too in this live video and what happened. So she basically just says that, you know, the reason why she did it was fake is because he weren't really defending her and whatever. They get into a bit of a back and forth. You got a Trick telling Amara that she needs to stop being a crybaby, basically, and stop crying all the time. Amara didn't like that because she felt like Super Cindy should have kind of defended her there. But anyway, that bit made me like, I was like, yeah, Tricky's reminds you of one of the old uncles that will just tell you straight what it is that they're thinking. But anyway, Safari and her have a little chat, and, you know, Safari's basically confronting her about the lying and saying, why did you lie? You know, we were together. And she's saying that, well, she felt like it was a fake relationship because at the end of the day, you know, you weren't really confronting, you weren't defending her. We get to the bottom of it, and the fact is that she felt like, you know, she was always defending him because obviously everyone's calling him community peen, and then she would defend that. But then when women were coming to him, or when people were saying things to him, he weren't really defending her. So, like, for example, when Von Shay got him to read out that whole mix-up, I'm not surprised that she dropped him from them, because if I was Amara, I would also drop him when you're reading out texts about me and you're just looking in shock, not even saying, no, this doesn't sound like her, it doesn't sound like her, nothing. Obviously, it's a shocking situation to see, but he didn't really defend it, so I understand where she's coming from with that bit. But it does seem like a bit of a Amara hate train at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see how the season goes. But anyway, as Amara's, you know, them two are going back and forth, Amara goes off and basically just says, yeah, you didn't defend me. You know, he's chatting about what you want me to just be arguing with chicks. So she's like, well, no, actually, you're acting like a chick yourself, basically. She goes off to her car. He follows her. He's saying to her, come on, let's talk. I don't really blame her, because she's like, well, you're saying, you know, he's saying you want me to talk, so why not talk now? And she's saying, well, hold on. You could have spoken to me at any time. Now you've waited for this podcast, which Trick probably told you I was coming in, so you decided to pop up now, and now you want to talk. So she didn't really want to hear it. So she carried on to shut her door. So why is Safari splashing water on her car like an idiot? I'm like, what kind of rubbish is this, please? Because you can't get what you want. You're just going to dash water on the girl's car. You just look so childish and petty. So anyway, it ends there. But I have to say that this season is looking very, very interesting. We're going to have Amara's baby father popping up, chatting about he wishes he could delete the time that he met her. I said, what? So yes, I will be staying tuned. Now, you know, social media is always on fire when these shows are on. So, of course, I had to go and have a look over there and see what some people were saying about the show. Take a look at these. Now, social media never fails to crack me up. I'm telling you, people. I thought for, you know, its little season comeback, I thought it was a decent episode. Like I said, it took me by surprise. But anyway, guys, what did you think of the whole situation? What do you think about Shay being pregnant? What do you think about the Safari and Amara stuff? And what do you think about the fact that everyone seems to be coming after Amara? Like, what is that all about? And what do you think about the whole Zoe Brinks and the situation with Big D? Because I thought the man was rank and rude. But anyway, people, let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.